Ever felt like your true calling was hiding behind the everyday life you live? That maybe, just maybe, your biggest dreams are waiting for you to take a leap, even if it's a little late. Well, Jarreau's story is the perfect reminder that it's never too late to follow your passion and become a legend. When you hear the name Jarreau, the first thing that might pop into your head is his smooth, silky voice that somehow manages to blend jazz, pop, and R&B in a way that feels both effortless and deeply soulful.
Where jazz singers have been as jazz singers and how.
But behind that remarkable voice lies an inspiring story, one of patience, perseverance, and courage to change course when life nudged him to do so. Believe it or not, Jarreau didn't start his life as a singer or a performer. In fact, for a good part of his early adult life, he worked as a rehabilitation counselor. Yep, you heard that right. Before he ever stepped onto a stage or recorded his first hit, Jarreau was helping people regain their independence after injuries or illnesses. It's a job that requires patience, empathy, and a listening ear, qualities that would later shine through in his music. So how did a rehab counselor transform into one of the most versatile vocalists in music history? The early days. From Milwaukee to the world stage. Jarreau was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, in 1940. Growing up, music wasn't something he initially chased as a career. Sure, he sang in church choirs and school events.
Making love, not war. It was a great time in the history of the world to head back in that direction. And George and I would do in this little jazz club called the Half Note.
But he had a very practical outlook on life, perhaps shaped by his family or his surroundings. He went to college, earned a degree, and landed a job as a rehabilitation counselor. This was a respectable career path, one where he could make a difference in people's lives. But there was always a gentle hum inside him, a passion for music that never quite went away. After work, he would sing in local clubs, honing his craft bit by bit, testing the waters. Slowly, he realized something. Singing wasn't just a hobby. It was his true voice, his calling. In his early 30s, a time when many people have settled into their careers,
and people were coming to hear that.
Church, and my mother was church organist, so the first.
Jarreau made a bold decision. He took a leap of faith and committed himself fully to music. Imagine how scary that must have been. Leaving behind a stable job, the security of a steady paycheck, and stepping into the uncertain world of a struggling artist. But he did it anyway. Finding his unique voice. What made Jarreau stand out wasn't just his vocal talent. It was his ability to blend styles that didn't usually mingle. Jazz, pop, R&B. These were different worlds.
Music that I heard was church music, and with older brothers and sisters, the music of the community.
The words and music, words and.
But Jarreau found a way to bring them together into a seamless, mesmerizing sound. His voice was like a musical chameleon. Sometimes, he'd sound like a smooth jazz crooner. Other times, his voice would playfully mimic instruments, making sounds that surprised and delighted audiences. It wasn't just singing. It was storytelling, laughter, emotion, and sheer joy all rolled into one. Critics and fans alike couldn't get enough of his originality. And the music industry noticed too. Over the course of his career, Jarreau won Grammy Awards in 3 different genres, a feat almost unheard of. Jazz, pop, and R&B all recognized his brilliance. That's the mark of a truly versatile artist. The struggles behind the spotlight. Of course, the road wasn't always smooth. Like every artist chasing their dreams, Jarreau faced rejection, uncertainty, and moments when giving up might have seemed easier. Starting a music career in your 30s, especially after years in a completely different profession, isn't a guaranteed success story. He toured extensively, performed in small venues, and worked tirelessly to get his music heard. There were times when the bills piled up and the audience was thin, but he never lost faith. His determination was fueled by love. Love for music, for connecting with people through sound, and for the joy that singing brought him. This passion was his anchor through the rough patches.
A little bit words and music a bit mixed together, and you don't know what's quite what.
Breakthrough and legacy. Jarreau's big break came in the mid-1970s with the release of his debut album, We're in This Love Together. The title track became a hit, and soon, Jarreau was a household name in the music world. What followed were decades of hits, collaborations, and sold-out shows. He worked with some of the biggest names in the industry, but always kept his unique style front and center. His concerts were an experience, a mix of technical mastery and heartfelt emotion. His story is a beautiful example of how it's never too late to rewrite your narrative. Many think that success comes early, or only to the lucky few. But Jarreau's journey tells us that if you nurture your passion and keep going despite obstacles, greatness can happen at any stage in life.
Just take 5. Which is not only the sampling of voice when they want to, the sampling of...
What can we learn from Jarreau? 1. It's okay to change. Paths. Jarreau started in a stable career but found his real passion later. It's a reminder that life isn't a straight line. And 2. Uniqueness is strength. His rare and refreshing blend of musical styles made him stand out in a crowded industry. Instead of trying to fit into a mold, he leaned into what made him different. And that decision became his greatest asset. In a world that often rewards imitation, embracing your own individuality can be the most powerful advantage you have. 3. Hard work pays off. Success didn't arrive overnight for him. It was earned the hard way, through countless years of performing in smoky clubs, being told no, and tirelessly honing his craft. Every rejection, every small gig, and every late-night rehearsal added up to something extraordinary. His journey is a powerful reminder that persistence and patience are key to turning dreams into reality. Passion is the fuel.
voice to create a different super kind of voice, some sort of augmented kind of sound, which is, not very natural.
When the path gets difficult and the rewards seem distant, it's passion that keeps you moving forward. His deep love for music was the engine that carried him through the toughest moments. That passion didn't just help him survive the journey, it made every note he sang resonate with heart and truth. The voice that still inspires. Jarreau's voice may have left this world in 2017, but the echo of his legacy still stirs the hearts of artists, dreamers, and music lovers around the globe. His story was never just about awards or chart-topping hits. It was about the raw beauty of resilience, the brilliance of creativity, and the quiet, steady power of believing in yourself, even when no one else does. So if you're someone quietly holding on to a dream, wondering if it's too late, too difficult, or just out of reach, remember Jarreau. He was once a rehab counselor who dared to follow the sound of his heart, found his true voice in his 30s, and turned that voice into a legacy. His life is proof that it's never too late to begin, and never too soon to believe in the magic that makes you, you. Thank you. If this story touched you, and you'd like to hear more inspiring journeys of artists who defied the odds and chased their dreams, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and become part of our growing community. Your next favorite story is just one click away. Switching directions can lead to amazing opportunities.